On today's episode, GB international and professional runner with OAC, can't speak. Okay. On today's episode, professional athlete with OAC Europe and GB international, Cari Hughes. How did it look? Did it be close? All right, Cari, tell me, one of the most elusive teams in sport, OAC. Everyone thinks they're really cool. They've got the nicest kit, arguably, as you're wearing it today.
Yeah.
What's it like, OAC Europe? Where are you based? Who's in the team? Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so we spend a lot of time out in St. Moritz in Switzerland. We spend basically the whole summer there training, getting ready for the season, and then during the winter times when it's snowy in St. Moritz, we go to Dolstrom in South Africa.
Tough life.
Yeah, it's hard life being in the team, but yeah, it's good.
And how many people you got in the team?
So there's 11 of us now in OAC Europe, which is growing pretty fast, and I think everyone in the team has the same goals, and it's really good place to be and motivate each other, so it's great at the moment.
Do you get on socially? Obviously we see it from the outside, all these great runners. You've got what's your videographer called now? You have
Leah.
There's someone there that's making all this great content and stuff, but you think, are they actually sort of mates off the track? What do you get up to? Do you find it hard living abroad from all your sort of friends and family at home, or have you kind of found new friends while you're there?
Yeah, to be fair, all of us get along super well. We live together, train together, we do everything together, so if you're not getting along then it's a bit of a problem, but everyone's super close friends, and it's great, everyone's good. It's hard being away from home sometimes, but because you're surrounded with friends the whole time, it just makes it a lot easier, and you're out there to achieve one goal, so it kind of motivates you.
And if you could, I don't know if you're allowed to say this, if you could, would you move the team anywhere? If you could keep the exact same setup but you could be based anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I personally be based in Boulder. I thought that place was absolutely amazing, or in the UK, just because I love the UK, but one of those two would be easier because then you're there for the whole year, not 6 months there, 6 months somewhere else, so that would be my one thing that I would change.
Unreal.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm thick, I'm feeling spicy, I'm ready for a big 10 feet. Who the hell wrote that? It's Morgan McDonald's.
No, it's not. No.
Oh, it's Clacker, isn't it?
No, it's Ollie Hall.
Oh no! A little bit passionate with a love hat and a GB flag. So, someone from my team. Well, then I'm guessing it can only be Amy or George?
Who would write that sort of thing?
It's a bit soft to be George, I feel. Let's go with George.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is, can I get 2 Americanos to go, please? With a question mark and a coffee emoji, a running emoji, and a US flag. I'm thinking maybe Robert or Tom because it's kind of a funny caption. Let's go with Robert Farken.
Luke McCann.
Luke McCann! No!
This is from years ago. And it wasn't a coffee, it was him with 2 American people. 2 Americanos.
Oh, too glam to give it down. That's with a crown emoji, lips emoji, and this emoji. I'm gonna say it's definitely me.
Yeah. So you joined the team in, January 2022? So about a year and a half, and it's probably fair to say, you'll be the first to say, it's not been plain sailing in terms of injuries and things like that. So kind of, how have you dealt with that, and what's actually gone wrong? I've just seen you been injured a fair bit.
Yeah, so to be fair, since joining the team, I've had several injuries, and it's been very frustrating, to say the least. But I've just been having troubles getting consistency, to be honest. I'm getting stress fractures, stress responses, and then muscle tears, but it's something we're definitely working on, and I have such a great support system around me within the team, and we're doing a lot of medical things to try and get it right. So I think from now on it's going to be a little bit more plain sailing.
What's that like? Because obviously stress fractures, things like that are massive injuries. It's if someone else is a builder or something like that and they break their arm, they can't go to work. It's the exact same for you, right? You're a professional runner, your job's to run. How have you handled that in terms of your social life and the expectation on you needing to rest and recover? Can you still just be I'm out for 6 months, I'm going to go out and have fun and do stuff, or how's that been to deal with mentally?
Yeah, to be honest, like my mental state does change a lot depending on the injury and what time of year and stuff it happens. So like, I just got injured a couple months ago now, and I was like, right, that's it. I'm gonna take a break, go on holiday, and have a social life. So that's what I did. Went to Ibiza with my friends. And then other times, obviously, you're like, nah, this is something that I can deal with. 3 weeks, proper hard training, then you're back fit. So like, I think for me, it does depend on my mental state and what I feel like doing at the time. So it does change depending on when you get injured and what the injury is and everything like that. But yeah, my coach is also super understanding. If you need a break mentally, then like he allows it, you know, because he knows like if you're mentally not there, then the performance is just not going to be there. So yeah.
Right, I'm not going to let that slide. So you're just casually dropping in. Oh, I just thought I'd take a little break, go to Ibiza. Come on, like you got to tell us a bit about that. Who were you with?
Yeah, so I just went with some school friends from back home. It was one of my best friends, Hindu, so it was like,
they're getting married?
Yeah, they're getting married,
nice.
So it was just like, yeah, something I couldn't really turn down. Perfect timing, I wasn't really training, so like, yeah, let's go.
What does a holiday look like for Cari Hughes? Are you a sunbather? Are you you're up and at it? You're walking around? Are you like just pool bar constantly? What does it look like a holiday for you?
No, I'm definitely not a sunbather. I like to get out and do stuff, like go to concerts, just keep myself busy and just have the best time possible. Like fill my day up as much as I can.
Unreal. And what would coach think about Ibiza? Any opinions on late nights or anything? Is he strict?
When you're in season, strict. None of that is allowed. But obviously, when you're not in season, everything like that, do what you want, have the best time. He's chill, he's German, likes a beer, so it's fine.
You heard it here first. Do what you want. Chopper! Get to the chopper! Quick shout out to Dave's Brewing for supporting the series. They've got a pale ale and a lager that comes in cans and pint form. They're stocked in places like Tesco, restaurants like Wagamama's, and you can buy it online using the code Callum20 directly from the website. If you do use the code, it helps us out, it shows Dave's we're doing a good job, it helps us create more content like this, reinvest into the channel, as well as liking, subscribing, commenting, all the free stuff you can do. Thank you so much for everyone that's got in touch, said they've enjoyed the series, ideas for future guests, all that sort of stuff. Please do comment below, support the channel, and let's take this all the way to the moon, baby. So as a professional, obviously the goal is to make teams, go to events, represent your country, and obviously we met when we were racing at Eurocross. Did you know I ran for GB? But obviously, you know, part of it's there to do the running, but you like a party, you like to celebrate social nights. And I know when I was looking down your Power of 10, you've represented GB, 5, 6, 7 times maybe over cross country. Any particular nights out or after parties or events that stand out in terms of either people you've met there or any sort of good atmospheres?
Yeah, I think the after party after Turin was actually one of my best ones. I thought it was such good fun, and I met some crazy people, like a meal on a night out is crazy, Ellis on a night out is crazy, I mean yourself.
What's it like though? What's it like? So obviously you're like a professional, this is your job, and runners is kind of, you know, straight down the line, care about performance, and obviously you still care about performance, but like what's it like to be out drinking with people? Like, you know, we laugh about Ben Connor, seeing him having some beers, like what's it like on a night out? What's the atmosphere?
I mean, I just think everyone works so hard like to get to that race, and then you've done the race, and like it's only acceptable to have like a good night out and enjoy yourself, like let your hair down a little bit and just go a bit crazy, it's fine.
Unreal, go a bit crazy. All right, 3 athletes dead or alive, what's your dream night out and who are you going with?
Okay, so I would go with Fred Curley, just because he's the main guy at the moment. Then I would have to say my teammate Tom Elmer, because he's absolutely loose.
Okay, so you've got Fred Curley, Tom Elmer, I'm liking this. Next.
And then I say, for a little bit more crazy, I'd go with Cari Richardson.
Cari Richardson, oh my God. So Cari Hughes, Tom Elmer, Cari Richardson and Fred Curley. Where are you going? What's the night looking like?
I mean, I have to take them on the classic pub deck in Loughborough. Take them to all the 5-star pubs in Loughborough.
Are you going for a bit of food or something before? What do you think Cari and Fred would want when they come over to the UK before a big Loughborough night out? Any sort of scran or?
Nah, no food. Eating's cheating, so what's the point?
Do you have any mates at home that you think would particularly get along with Fred, or anyone at Loughborough that you sort of went to uni with that you think, oh, I bet Fred and Cari would really get along with them?
I think Olivia Mathias and Ali Kinloch would jump right on it.
Ali Kinloch. Is that the guy who runs for Tunbridge?
Yeah.
Ali Kinloch and Fred Curley, Loughborough pub deck. Love it.
Best night you'll have.
Love it, love it. As a reminder, comment below which 3 athletes dead or alive would you take on a night out? Where would you go? What are you doing? What's the whole night gonna look like? The winner will be sent a box of Dave's beer directly from me at the end of this series. Get involved. So I'm super interested in kind of getting a bit of the behind the scenes, because you kind of had a traditional path into athletics, like you were running as a kid, you went to uni, then you signed professional, but why OAC? Because you were pretty, like you were a new person to join the team, I guess. It's a brand new team. You could have gone Nike, Adidas, all the other sort of brands. like, how did you actually even end up at the team?
So I was with New Balance before joining with On, and yeah,
How did that come about? How do you just sign with New Balance?
So basically, New Balance gave me some kit and stuff when I was younger, and I was like 16, something like that. And then I won bucks as a first-year uni student, and yeah, New Balance then asked me to join their team a bit more, more of a contracted thing. So I was like, yeah, sure. I got approached by On, actually. I don't have an agent or anything like that, so they contacted me. And
how? DM? Email? What's happening?
So Chris Thompson actually called my coach at the time, and then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll have a conversation with him. And it was very chilled. I was in work actually, and I just picked up the phone in work, and I was like, oh, this is actually a bit more serious than I thought it was. And yeah, then I got speaking to our manager, project manager, Nicholas. And yeah, since then I couldn't really turn it down. It was an opportunity that was so good, and I really couldn't say no. I mean, having such a good team around me helped me make that decision, but I think, yeah.
Did you join, were you was the team already established when you joined, or were you the first person
No,
to join?
I was an OG, I was an original team member.
Original OAC Europe member.
So basically I remember asking, because they said to me there's another British person joining the team, and I was dying to know who it was, and I was like, tell me, and then they wouldn't tell me because it wasn't contracted, hadn't officially signed yet. But then as the day that George signed, I was like, oh, I'm going to call him and see what. He was like, you'd be stupid not to join. What are you on about? Just join. And then literally that night I joined.
Did you know George at all before or not?
Nah, I knew of him from the running scene, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know him personally, but yeah.
Awesome. So when you were at uni, was it always the dream to go and be a professional runner? Did you consider going into a job and a career and things, and then this just happened to come along, or was it always the plan is to try and go into a professional team?
Yeah, in uni I was dead serious about running. The one thing I wanted to do was be pro. I would have quit uni there and then just to go pro, but luckily I did finish my degree and got a good degree from Loughborough University. And then literally I think I was super fortunate that this came at the time that it did, because it's that transition straight from uni to pro. Not many people get that, so I was super fortunate. And yeah.
Do you think you were too serious at uni at all? Did you still have a good time going nights out things, or were you really kind of head down?
No, I had a great time, but looking back, I should have been a bit more chilled with I enjoyed uni, I had the best time in Loughborough, but because I was living in an athlete block, I think I wouldn't do that again. I would go to a normal uni block and not be so focused on running, because you're so young at the time, but at the time you think you're so old and serious about running, so yeah. But I did have a good time, but I would be a bit more chilled with it now. Yeah,
I think it's a balance, because it's so interesting, because for me, running wasn't on my radar at all at uni. I was playing football, doing social things, doing business things, stuff that if I'd taken it a bit more seriously, maybe I would be further in my career now. So I guess it is a balance between being relaxed and wanting to live your 20s, but also if you've got a talent, you may as well explore it, right?
Yeah, I think it's hard because now I get injured so often. I think when I was that young, did I really need to be that serious and focused? Because I think it does have an effect on how you develop as an athlete. So I think when you're saying you're a bit more children younger, I think that's the best way to be honest, because it means that you can be serious at the time where you need to be serious.
This is Days Brewing. I'm Pints with the Pros. Fuck, I've lost my touch! This is Days Brewing. This is Pints with the Pros. Let's go, baby. I think that went well.
That was class!